Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you a fun, fast and easy way to create a beautiful glass vase. Now I'm going to switch now to my little template. In order to get the shape of the glass, I'm going to use a plastic lid. Now you can either use something like this. This is 6 inches in diameter, or you can create one using a compass and out of card and cut round it and use that. Now I'm going to switch to the bristle filbert. And again, I'm sticking with this cerulean blue and white, but I'm using this smaller brush. There's not a lot of paint on the brush. I'm positioning the vase where I want it to be, holding that on, and very, very carefully, not a ton of paint on there, and a very light pressure, I'm just going to begin getting the shape of this glass vase. I'm just going to wipe that brush and just make sure it's nice and clear on this side. So just using a back and forth, very light pressure. And that's a great way of forming a vase. Now what I'm going to do now is just staying with the same brush, just begin to add a little bit of shape. So I'm going to come from, let's make sure it's about right on the same side, come down, very carefully, and then follow that around. And that gives you the base of the vase. Now that's a very, very simple way of adding a template on there and creating a really nice perfect circle. So what I'm going to do now, again I'm staying with this cerulean blue and white, I'm going to start adding a little bit of detail into the vase. So behind, this is sort of seeing through the vase. I'm going to start getting a little bit of a lighter area and I'm following the contour. I'm not going all the way to the edge, I'm coming a little bit away and I'll constantly be wiping the brush. So I'm going to get some of that in there. And inside, there'll be a little shape inside. Again, staying with this cerulean blue and white. And a very, very light touch. And I'll also do the same now on the outside of the vase, and this is just the first pass, just to start getting some detail in there. We will be going over this with a brighter colour. And we'll start to add a little bit of detail in this bottom part as well. Now whatever's above, we want to reflect this down into the tabletop. We're going to have this as a nice shiny tabletop. Now you can either use your template again to get the perfect shape. I'm going to actually just freehand it. So we've got a shape like that and then like that coming straight down. Now this doesn't have to be perfect. We are going to blur this out a little bit towards the end, so it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just giving the suggestion that there's a little hint of a reflection into this tabletop. So I'm going back to the detail on the vase. Again, you want a lot of this background to show through so that it looks like glass. Now I'm going to switch now to the mop and very lightly soften what I've got. Now I've got the water in, I'm able now to start focusing on the shine area of this vase. So I'm back to the larger flat. I'm just going to give that a little clean in this baby oil. And into some titanium white. Now I'm grooming the brush to a nice chiseled edge. And I'm going to use the brush in an overhand grip. So very lightly I'm going to come down and drag that over the top. Now I'm going to go over this a couple of times, pull that down. And again I'm going to switch to the mop to very lightly blend that out. So this is a slightly lighter area for our shine to sit on. And then finally I'm going to wipe that brush again and load with a very thick amount of titanium white. Overhand grip as well, I've got quite a healthy amount on the brush. Overhand grip, touch the canvas and lift off and leave that thicker, shinier paint in there. Now I'm going to switch to a slightly smaller flat brush and we'll get some detail just in this area as well. Maybe there's a little hint of some of that lighter area over there. And I'm just popping on a few little bits of detail now. As the light passes through, it may be catching over on this side. And again, whatever's above is below. Although I'm not going to do it quite as thick, I am going to just try and hint at some of that reflection. This will be blended out, so it will blur a little bit once we've got all the reflections in there. Maybe a little hint of something. If you feel it's too hard, you can always use your finger to just blur that out, and maybe just a little bit brighter on these edges. And I think that's a finished painting. I really do hope you've enjoyed this lesson, and if you have, I'd love it if you could give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you are interested in the full tutorial of poppies in glass, you can find that on my website or by subscribing to my Patreon channel. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope to see you in the next video.